This is probably the most dangerous record deal you could ever sign. Although we already know that most record contracts are pretty unfriendly to artists unless you really know how to negotiate and what to fight for, specifically your copyright. This type of contract dwarfs every other type you will ever come across in terms of how dangerous it is for the artist and how predatory it is by the record labels. So let's talk about why this contract is so bad. The contract I'm talking about is a 360 record deal, also known in the industry as a 360. And what it is, it's a record contract that allows the record label to not only take money from the record sales, which is what they're normally entitled to, but it allows the record label to take the artist money from any sort of TV appearances, brand deals, endorsements, songwriting, even if they're not publishing. It allows for the record label to take from every single stream of income that an artist has, even if the record label is not directly related to it. So basically, if you sign a 360 contract, no matter what you do, if you're making money from it, your record label is making money from it too. Now you're probably thinking, why the fuck is this legal? And I have no idea, but the people who defend it often say that because the record label is putting up so much money and effort to propel you in your career, they have the entitlement to take money not just from your record sales, but anything that your record sales then leads to, like TV appearances or an NFT collection, or literally anything that you can imagine. Now, before we get into dismantling why that defense is not very good for record labels, let's talk about exactly why it's so bad, because you're probably thinking, yeah, it's greedy as fuck, but if I have to do it, I have to do it. The problem with the 360 deal is that it exacerbates the problem with advances. Now, I made a whole video on advances that you can check out, but to recap, an advance is basically a loan that a record label gives to an artist before a record release to fund their living expenses and their recording expenses. The key word here is loan. An advance is basically an amount of money that an artist has to pay back, and an artist doesn't see any money from the record label until it's all paid back. Normally this is not too bad because a record label can only recoup, which means pay back the advance, from your record sales. So even though you're not making money from record sales until you've paid back the loan, you can make money from merchandising, you can make money from touring, you can make money from TV appearances, brand deals, anything that you can think of that you can make money from, you can use to live while your record sales pay back the advance. Now, you can see the clear problem. A 360 deal fucks you over completely because now the record label is taking recoupment from every single area of your life. So say you sign a $1 million advance, until you've made $1 million across all your streams of income, you literally make $0. So now the record label owns your copyright because you signed a record deal. They're taking money from every single stream of income while expecting you to perform, tour, live, record at the best of your ability. This is a predatory record deal that has fucked over so many artists in the past, and there have been a few that have been successful with it, but they are such a minority that it's not even worth discussing. I'm not your lawyer, you should always contact a lawyer, and this is not legal advice, but signing one of these is kind of cringe, and I don't recommend you do it unless you have a very specific strategy that involves signing a 360 contract, which I cannot imagine, because going back to the defense that we made before about the record label putting in so much money to propel you, right now record labels are only interested in musicians who are already successful, which means you need to do your own marketing regardless. You need to do your own artist development, your own performances, your own branding, your own everything. You have to do it yourself anyways, and then the record label just maximizes that. But it's not the same as it was in the 60s or 70s where the record label was basically nourishing you into the pop star that you wanted to be or whatever. Now you're doing most of the work and the record label is just giving you a little bit more broadcast power. So by saying that a record label is entitled to all of your money just because they're helping you out that little bit is completely an outdated form of thinking, because artists are basically doing most of the shit by themselves now. So this record deal could seriously set you back in life by cutting your earning potential and handcuffing you with golden handcuffs to a record label. It's a really dangerous contract that you need to know about, and I just hope that now that you've known about it, if you ever negotiate it, at least have a strategy and plan, talk to a lawyer, or consider any other type of fucking record contract. If a record label came to anyone that I know and said, hey, sign a 360, I'd be like, just tell them to go fuck themselves. Because there's no viable reason why someone should be taking money from all of your sources of income. One entity taking money from all sources, unless they're your manager, no deal. So bear that in mind. Please be careful. This is a really dangerous record contract. Sign up to Stan Club, make some money, follow me on Instagram, and watch this video about how to make money if you want to figure out how to increase your sources of income.